Your time has come. Recent setbacks in Magna Graecia compelled you to establish power on the Greek mainland. The Spartans think themselves superior to all others. They will know otherwise once you lay waste to their lands. The Athenians have become weak and would rather prattle than fight wars. They will fall in time, but may be of use against their Macedonian masters. The scions of Alexander still fancy themselves worthy of his empire and must be stopped. Perhaps then a mass invasion of the Italian peninsula. You have unfinished business with Rome and Syracuse. The enemies of Epirus will be subdued.
Hello and welcome everyone, this is Alex with Bronamic Gaming, and here we are going to be doing our first installment of the Let's Play series for Epirus on Legendary Mode. Now, I've never really played as Epirus, but I've heard that they're probably one of the hardest factions to start out as, just because you have so many enemies that end up declaring war on you, and Sparta is never easy to fight, and Macedon or Athens often joins the fray, so it's going to be interesting. And we're playing on Legendary Mode, which means I don't get as many bonuses for my units right off the bat, such as like agents. Their success chance is lower, public order isn't as easily managed, and some other things that I'm not fully aware of. So starting out, I want to see what I can upgrade here. Looks like I start with 2 armies. So I want to consolidate my forces, since I know I'm fighting Sparta and they're not easy to beat. I'm going to make sure that I can research in, I guess, some military here. Let's see, I think that's what I'm going to start with. Now the nice thing is I start off with 2 settlements instead of just 1, so I get a little bit more of an income. Start by upgrading. I want to make sure I have strong infrastructure. And food. Food's going to be very important.
Ready for battle.
Now, I actually love playing as the Greeks because of their pikemen. I think Epirus is kind of unique too, because they have those Molosian war dogs, and they get African war elephants as mercenaries. So I think that's as much as I can do for here. I'm going to start a counterintelligence with this spy to get some experience going, and I'm going to see who I can form diplomatic relations with. So I'm actually at pretty good terms with Macedon, so I'm going to try to buddy up to them.
Athena give you wisdom, so that I am impressed that you have spoken so
no
well
dice.
on your people's behalf. Now I speak.
Our die.
Athena has blessed you with the wisdom to speak.
Nope.
You are welcome.
Alright.
Although my ancestors, I cannot.
Well, with that, I'm going to end turn. I usually try to ally with surrounding regions as quickly as possible with most of my gameplays. Especially in campaign mode, it's helpful and handy to have some friends on the board, so that you're not at war with everyone or being threatened by everyone. So we're going to see what developments occur here. Looks like Sparta is messing with my city. That's alright. You know what, I think it's smarter to send my spy in and keep an eye on Sparta, see when they move out, because I want to be ready for them.
We hunger for battle.
So for now, I'm actually going to stock up on some pikemen, so that my plan is whenever they attack, I'm going to defend at a city, and that way I can use those streets and buildings to my advantage for cover, and also to funnel them into my pikemen, which is what I want. But I want to make sure I have enough pikemen to fend them off.
Ready for battle.
That's for here. Actually, I'm gonna Oh, I don't have enough. That was a mistake. Alright, I'll just leave it and see if slums start there or not. Slums are always a pain to wipe out just because they cost money and take a lot of public order away. But I'm not sure that they establish every round that you have an undeveloped territory like that. I played some games before where they didn't anyway. Ah, perfect. Alright. So here I'm actually going to build a muster fields because that gives me levy pikemen in the garrison. So that's going to make this town a lot more difficult to take. And so with that knowledge and knowing that that's going to be built in 2 turns, I'm actually going to stock up on some more missile units, so slingers.
Soldiering. It's a good life.
Never tried these guys before. They don't look that strong, but they're cheap. I think they could be handy in some flanking maneuvers. Alright, well that's finished, so now I'm going to reduce the upkeep costs for my armies, which actually will give me a pretty decent income boost. And they're raising their armies too, the Spartan hoplites. That's gonna be rough. Hoplites. Alright, and here we go. Next turn I'm gonna try to make some more friends, because I'll have more money to bribe them with. Ooh, that is good news for me, actually. So now I'm going to try to buddy up to Macedon, because they're in the green.
I am honored to greet
Pay you
such
money,
an
be my friend. Nope.
While your rhetoric is sound, the substance of your
The
offer
question is, how much
sadly
money am I willing to pay?
I have listened and considered. I will
There we
forbear
go.
from giving voice to more
All
than
right.
respectful refusal. You speak with wisdom and grace. You serve your people well, but you cannot.
Now that that's
alter my
done, I'm
opinion
going
in this
to...
matter.
Oh, I didn't realize I was... on good terms with these guys too. Alright,
Greetings.
trade's helpful.
We are civilized folk. So
So next time I save up, I'm actually going to try to bribe them for a trade agreement, which again will help. But for the meantime, I'm going to build up some more pikemen.
My skill, as you command.
So every time I play, I try to get at least one good battle in, but again, at the beginning, depending on what faction you are, some battles are going to be more frequent, some not so much, especially if you're really good diplomatically. You can make a lot of friends really quickly, and then you don't even have to fight anyone. Just have your allies destroy all of your enemies. But that's not as fun because you don't get to participate in as many battles. Okay, I actually do want to save up for citizen cavalry for that garrison. Pretty handy. But I also want archers because they can deal a lot more damage and they can arc their shots, which I'm always a fan of. Upgrade for that. Although their army's missing now. Where did they go? Oh! Trying to sneak up on me, eh?
You can moving unseen.
Got some pikemen. Tarentine cavalry.
Commander.
make my troops better at fighting. And I actually want to prepare for that, so I'm going to wait for the next turn and then start raising some more troops. Oh my. They did the triple deke, although I don't know how the heck they got across all that way. Because even in forced march stance, that meant they had to go... Are they able to just cross there by land? Oh, I did not know that. Well, that's no bueno. But I do have war elephants, so let's see. Good thing is I have pikeman militia here. And some javelin men.
Your orders? Ready for battle.
So I'm going to move here, actually. Because even if they end up taking that, then I can hopefully build up an army and be able to hit them. Because I know for a fact that I'm going to take out a lot of their units if I don't win when they attack. So I'm going to go for more pikemen, slingers, more of these levies. Now, I'd be in real trouble if Athens decides to hit me from behind, but we'll see. So I'm estimating that they're going to be hitting me here, and then I'll either defend and fight them off, but if I don't succeed in winning, they're going to be weakened, and then hopefully in the next turn I can, in one go, get to them there. But we will see. Oh, that's the other thing I forgot to mention. For those of you who don't know Legendary, you can't save indefinitely. It's just one save game file. So you can't redo battles or anything like that. So we'll see if I succeed as Epirus on Legendary or not. But it'll be fun, I think. Alright. So Spartan hoplites, which are going to be tough to take out. But if I can hold them in with my pikemen, we'll see how that goes. I'm actually pretty comfortable with this. I'm not too worried. As long as I can bottle them in and channel them a certain way for long enough for me to wipe out their missile units, then I think I can get a really good flank going and it'll be the end of them. I just have to make sure that I do not attack their pikemen with my war elephants from the front, because those elephants will go down really fast from... So if they're coming from this side, it's safe for me to guess, basically, that they're going to be coming down this way, coming maybe through here. They might send some forces way out. I've had some computers do that before. So I think if I want to get the best possible defense, I want to defend maybe here and then have a force here, and then I don't have to spread my forces out as much. I could try to defend this area, but then I have to defend from 3 different points potentially, and they might flank me from this side. So I think it's safer for me to maintain that town center. Really, they can only come from here and then this side. Alright, so that's going to be my plan. So I can't do that half square formation that I've talked about as easily with a wide space like this, but I can do the best that I can, which would be more of like a V shape. So I'm actually going to put my best troops in the middle. these guys here. Now, when I remember reading about Greek phalanxes, they said the best depth was about 3 to 4 people deep. So I'm actually much more comfortable with stacking them up like this because they're going to be just as effective and have more units in reserve. And then over here, I'm just going to have smaller force, pikemen, to fend them off if they come this way, which is still pretty solid, 4 men deep. And then I want to make sure that I take out this Tarentine cavalry as quickly as possible. And that gets rid of their cavalry advantage. I'm gonna hide my elephants back here out of danger. Have these guys in reserve. And get my Hellenic Royal Cavalry in for any flanks that might need to be taken care of. And at the very least, I can send my militia around this way to defend that gap if I need them to. The other nice thing is I have this navy, which is better than nothing, and I'll have reinforcements coming in from way over there. But that'll be some extra missile units for strength, so we'll see how that goes. All right, here we go. That's the other challenging thing about Legendary mode is there's no mini-map, so it's a lot more difficult to coordinate and to see what the enemy's doing. So since I want these guys to last a long time, I'm actually going to stack them up a little bit more like that, and then lengthen these guys out a little bit more. And it's better to set them up here like this behind the buildings because it forces the enemy missile units to get closer. And you'll see what I mean because they're going to be caught up in this gap right here. Especially with those javelin men, they don't have slingers, didn't look like. So they have to get a little bit closer, and in order to do that, they're going to be well within range of my slingers. And hopefully that's going to work out. And even my javelin men can return fire. Here come those Tarentine cavalry. I want to take them out as quickly as possible. Sorry if the game's a little choppy. It's in rain in particular, my computer just doesn't run it as well. There we go. Not losing too many pikemen. More than I'd like, but oh, what are they doing?
Missiles ready and waiting. At speed.
Alright, looks like I don't have to worry about that flank side, so now I can reconvene my forces. So I'm going to put another pikeman up there to bolster that side.
At speed. At speed.
Now I'm going to send my forces around for a flank.
Double time.
I don't want to play my hand too quickly. I want to wait until all of their spearmen are engaged, and then I'll get a smash in to their flanks.
The men are wavering.
I didn't do a very good job of dealing with those pikemen.
Orders understood.
Alright, I think this is it. Now or never.
Elephants at the ready! Flag the for glory! As you command!
Our men flee the field of battle. This is a shameful display.
Double time! Elephants ready for battle!
Our general is under attack.
Riders of the double! We're waiting for them! Engage! Hellenic Royal Cavalry! Forward! Engage! At the ready! Spears! Ready, men! Elephants! Missiles! Ready and waiting!
Hopefully these elephants can deal more damage. I don't want my general to die though, so I'm trying to get him out of there. So now I'm going to bring my elephants back for to prepare for another trample charge.
Elephants ready for battle! Riders, advance! As you wish! Slingers! Our orders! As you say! We understand! Hold back!
Our men flee the field of battle. This is a shameful display.
Alright, that's good news. For some reason they're baiting pretty effectively.
The enemy general is
To
dead.
get my general out of harm's way. And the tide is turning. Thanks to those elephants. Oh my goodness. Now I'm going to continue because I want to wipe out as many of these guys as possible. Especially those Spartan hoplites. I want to make sure that they cannot replenish because I'm not sure that Sparta has a barracks up and running so that they can replenish those units.
Traveling man! Missile infantry! Elephants!
Alright, where are the rest of them?
Advance!
Javelin.
Engage!
There they are.
Elephants at the ready! General!
Alright, and there you have it. Success. That was a close one, though. I certainly lost a lot of guys. But, I mean, against Sparta, that's no surprise, so... Alright, victory. I was outnumbered, and they even had superior forces for the most part. I just was able to use those elephants. I think that really saved me.
We hunger for battle. Commander. For glory!
I'm actually going to release the captives in this situation because I don't want Athens to get too upset with me. So if I can hold them off for long enough, then they won't declare war, and then I won't have to fight two Greek factions, only just one at a time anyway.
Is that all? Ready for
So now that he's wounded, I can run in and finish them off. Okay, and I'm just going to keep building this force up. I actually don't really like these javelin men very much, just because they have poor morale and can't really do anything, so I'm going to wait until I get Agriania and Axemen later. I'm just going to look at these upgrades. Ooh, both of them. Alright. Well, I definitely want my spearmen to be good, so I'm going to upgrade that. And I actually generally go with strategist, because I like cunning as a trait more than some of the others. Authority is good too, but I usually just don't bother with zeal too much. Alright, now I'm going to start moving back. And I can actually make archers now, which is good. I don't want too many missile units, so I'm actually going to reduce some of them. Go with more.
We need good fighters.
Well, actually, I'd rather have pikemen than anything else, so do that. Alright, next up for research, let me see. Now, I don't have any cities yet, so I don't have a lot of need for boiling oil for gateways or anything like that. So I'm actually going to start building up in civil technology. I want to make sure that I can get some decent food income, and then same thing with the philosophy tree. I always like to improve public order and reduce corruption. That really maximizes that amount of income that you're going to get from settlements and less corruption in the government, things like that. Alright, he's at 19 units, so he's going to be full pretty soon here. And I don't want to meet them in open battle yet, so
You
I'm gonna do one more
At your command. Call this a garrison.
grouping of just some random guys, and then I'm actually gonna build up a little bit more pikemen here, because I'm estimating that they're probably going to come and attack again the same way. So this time I'm gonna get one more unit of pikemen,
Ready for orders.
archers, and levies. I'll keep that set up. Because it's still going to take them at least 2 turns to get to that settlement. Which is good, because if that's a magnet, then I know that's where they're going to be attacking the most, and I don't have to worry about defending this one as much. So actually, the next time that they come out this way and they do the exact same thing, this time I'm going to send this army out and wipe them out, take out their home base, and then hopefully I can have this army built up by the time they get here. But we will see. I'm actually surprised that that general survived, considering he was just getting constantly chased by the enemy spearmen and javelin, but alright.
We hunger for battle.
The other faction that I think is really difficult to play as and tough is the Seleucids, especially because they usually have so many of their satrapies declare independence, and so you ended up fighting just so many people at once. But I also love them. They're one of my favorite factions just because they have such a huge variety of unit types. You can never really get bored. So for now, I'm actually going to start building up in food. So I'm going to try to get all of these, which will give me a +3 food bonus. So I don't have to worry about that as much. And it looks like this army hasn't left yet, which is good for me because that means I can build more. The downside is my income's starting to drastically decrease because of my army sizes, so I'm going to try to figure out how to make some more moolah. Public order is pretty good, so I'm actually probably going to go with the pit mines for now, just because I need that extra income. And I'll give these guys an extra set of archers. I think if I get one more set of archers and then one set of Illyrian levies for a flank, that'll really improve my chances of fighting off an army like this. Especially if they don't have as many pikemen, because it was really those pikemen that messed me up last game in that round.
My skills are yours.
Keep forgetting to look at diplomacy too. Usually that's something that I focus a lot on, but I think I'm just caught up with defending against Sparta. Easy to be distracted by Sparta. Alright, 3 sets of pikemen, but now they have slingers. Citizen cavalry. Militia built up? Yes, it is. Good. Well, almost.
We hunger for battle.
Almost back to full capacity. And then I have more pikemen.
Ready for orders.
So that'll be my last troop that I hire for now. So I can get some more money. See how diplomacy's going. Macedon.
Ready for battle.
No trade.
Ready for orders.
Still no love from my neighbors. Oh well.
I am eager to hear your embassy, inspired as it undoubtedly is by the Enter, friend, and... Yesterday, I saw many dead fish in the water.
How can I be of assistance?
That's one thing I just love about Rome Total War 2 is all of those different factions. There's so many. I'd really be interested in learning how the algorithm works for what forces gain dominance and whatnot. Alright, we got a missing army. I don't like that. There, oh, here he comes. Alright. Well, I'm more than ready for him here.
What do you
So
wish?
regardless where he chooses to attack,
I'm silent, a shadow among
it's not
the
going to be
shadows.
enough.
At your command. Ready for orders.
No, I just wait. It's just a waiting game.
At your service.
Okay, here we go. Again, they say they're gonna win, but I have many more pikemen, and I've got cavalry, levies for flanking, archers, so I doubt that they would succeed, but let's see. Let's see how it goes. If anything, I'm just getting free experience if I win this. This army's just gonna get really stacked in skills. I'm also wondering, like, what it would be like just to leave this like this and not wipe out Sparta at the beginning. Just because I could continuously defend it, and it's a bunch of continuous experience for my army. Alright, I actually love this map. I featured this in one of my my replay battles. And I think I can pull this off with my strategy. So they're all coming from this end, so they're going to be coming right down through there. They might send some guys up around this way because they want to take the center here. So I just have to defend this. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to form a half square formation that goes... I can either do one that goes like this with my pikemen, or I could send one, just a solid block right here and stack this area. But if they come from over here, that's going to be a tough thing to fight off. So I'd rather just hold them here. Alright, so... I'm going to make it a little bit wider, actually, than usual. Actually a little too wide. Huh. I do that. And I have a lot in reserve for any shenanigans that the computer tries to pull over.
Pikemen ready for orders. At your service. Pikes ready. Commander. By your command. Ready and waiting. Slingers! By your command!
So I'm actually going to position my archers here so they can shoot up and over, and they're not going to be the first target for enemy missile units. I'm just going to put several different waves of slingers here. Poplite's over here for reinforcing. So here's my plan. I've set up here with the half square formation and a V. So they're going to charge right in through here, right into my pikemen, and then my archers are going to be pelting them the entire time. I have several different waves of slingers here, which hopefully can take care of the enemy cavalry or slingers. And so once they've all flooded in here and congregated right here, I'm going to send my force out to a flank from that end and send guys out this way. Not that squiggly, but send them out this way. Hit them from the side, and it'll just be a bloodbath. So here we go. Gosh, I love pikemen. So I was reading that the reason they have their spears up like that is it just serves so many purposes. I mean, for one, because they're up and above the people in front, they don't have to worry about getting speared in the back by the back lines. Also, it looks very intimidating coming from the front, so that's just how it was in the ancient world. If you saw that coming at you, I mean, what can you do? And also, with the spears up in the back like that, it actually served as kind of a minor protection from missile fire. It could just get blocked, so it would actually be a protective factor. So we're going to see how this goes.
Take that man's name. His armor is a disgrace. You, what's your bloody name and number?
So I'm hoping their cavalry will just throw themselves on my pikemen and just get destroyed really quickly, and that way I don't have to worry about anyone trying to counter my cavalry as I go around for a flank.
You there, leave that alone.
I see a little gap here. I don't like seeing gaps. I want to make sure that it's an impenetrable wall.
Straighten those lines. Pikemen! No untidiness.
Yes, Commander.
Alright, here comes the cavalry. Worst decision to make is to charge into a pike phalanx, especially from the front.
Double time!
And there they go. Oh my. Alright. That's always fun to watch. Never gets old. Alright, I just gotta hold them for long enough. And perfect, my guys are already doing that flanking fire, so they're hitting them from the side. I'm actually going to tell my slingers to take out theirs. Now, you know, I've been in some situations where I haven't been able to stack up my pikemen like this, and that's where it gets a little bit trickier, but I'm not nearly as worried when they have so many ranks deep. Alright, now here's the tough part. Gotta take out these pikemen before they can do damage. But now I can send out my flankers.
Archers! Missiles, ready and waiting. Slingers! Levy! Man, curse you! General! Riders and deputies! Advance at speed!
Alright, now I gotta be fast. So their slingers are completely vulnerable. I've got them all stuck here. There's a pike phalanx battle going here, which gets hectic. It's the only way to defeat a pike phalanx from the front. And here comes my general, heroically. Alright, I heard men were wavering, so I'm gonna bolster the lines wherever I think that's going. Looks like it's right there. I'm gonna retreat because I don't want to fight the Royal Spartans with my cavalry. Get them out of harm's way.
Our men flee the field of battle. This is a shameful display. The battle is turning in our favor.
Understood. Missiles awaiting targets. Fire on the enemy! General! Operatives ready! Advance your orders! At your service.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Kill them all! Pikes at the ready. Yes, Commander! Spear infantry ready! Missile infantry!
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
At your service! Hold back! At speed! Double time! General!
Alright, well I've got those Royal Spartans blocked up. And I'm gonna clean everyone else up. Especially these slingers.
Militia! Yes, ready! Your orders! Light infantry at your orders! Cut them down! Orders! Ready for orders!
And a victory.
General! Ready! Advance! Yet forward!
Let's see if I can take out some of these slingers before they get out.
To engage! Advance! Operatives!
The enemy general is dead.
So I actually hardly lost anyone. Big success. Alright, anyway, I think I'm going to end this episode at this point. So thanks for watching, everyone. Feel free to join us next time. I'm going to be releasing another one of these pretty soon. Feel free to subscribe if you want to see more videos by us. This is Alex with Bronamic Gaming, and I'll see you in the next video.